you are browsing your social networks, and find that someone came up as profile picture a photo, in which he appears with a dot in the palm of your hand. You walk down the street and someone shows you the same point, and gives you a look that looking your complicity. They are not like note, or inviting you to join an obscure sect is a distress call from a person who is in a situation of violence but cannot ask for help, because responsible for their abuse is nearby. This system works as a SOS key that can save the lives of everyone who is in a vulnerable situation as trafficked, abused children or men and women who experience a ratio of violent partner, but who fear being more explicit on their way to ask for help. Where does this lead? The campaign was launched by a woman who for years was a victim of domestic violence. He suffered emotional and physical and sexual abuse, did not know what to do to break this cycle, because your partner all forms of limited contact with the outside and was very afraid. These fears was forced to suffer in silence, and took her to devise a way to call for help in a discreet. The Black Point, as the initiative is known, is a message for help. A sneaky request immediate assistance from services and security forces. Basically it means urgently call the police, I'm in danger. Abused people know they are not alone, they know they would get help if asked, and know that there is a toll-free help to call for advice or sometimes comfort. Obviously batterers know well. And so, many have restricted the use of telephone, mobile and internet services to its victims. The government and telecom operators, they disappear from invoices, and records all phone calls indication of this service. But still, many victims are in continuous surveillance, and have the opportunity to make use of this resource when needed. Notifying a third. Putting a single point in the palm of the hand, the victim may notify a third party to this call the police without any gesture that alerted her abuser. However, like other symbols, signs, flags, etc., its effectiveness depends on people to be able to recognize their meaning and act accordingly. We all know that at a red light must stop, and we should know that a black dot in the palm of the hand is a message for help. The black dot means that you are a survivor of domestic violence person, and need help but cannot ask because your abuser is watching. How to act if you see a person self-conscious and accompanied attitude, whether in business, public transport or on the street, and in an act sneaky expressly teaches you a point in your palm, is important not to be nervous, give you the surprised or change your attitude. Just act naturally. Take a good look at that person and his companion is. Try to remember how it is, what signs distinguish you and your clothing. If you are providing a service, such as serving coffee or a meal, call the police and explain that there is a person who has asked you to help by gestures and should go to the site. Fear not, play the fool, it is better to be cautious than sorry. Even if it was a confusion, which is unlikely, services and security forces prefer to record a false alarm, a victim. After the emergency call, continue with your work naturally, and try to delay as much as possible in order expected from professionals. If they leave, or just say goodbye different ways, do not worry, the police know what to do. Remember that the important thing in these situations is not to attract attention. Of course, do not play the hero, and remains margin. Let the police to act, and remains with the operating phone, if they need to talk to you. Recalling his years of ordeal, the former victim of domestic violence Daniel Triget thought about how fear and constant vigilance had prevented him from seeking help on many occasions. His case would have been easier if someone else had asked for help instead. With this idea started thinking about how good it would be a simple symbol, easy to make and delete, with which alerting another, and thus was born Black Dot Campaign. Black Dot Campaign. Since then thousands of associations against violence have joined and spread this new code, hoping to save the lives of thousands of people. Now he is in your hand. Help, spread the message.